Find out what's in this woman's belly. Find out what's in this woman's belly. Did she have a serious illness? What made her like this? Are you super curious? So leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and let's go to the video. A woman named Maria Nordø Jørstad, who's from Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark, is the owner of this photo that went viral in the year 2018. In the photo, she appears with an extremely large and surreal belly. Today you'll find out what was really going on with this woman. Maria and her husband Anders, who met on Tinder, didn't take long to be in love and start dating. They soon decided to build a life together. They waited a good few years until they had their first child. The couple wanted to have a stable life and a good home before thinking about having a baby. Once they had everything figured out, they decided that the time was finally right. After a few months, Mikael was born, strong and healthy. He was the joy of the couple. It was a dream come true. Time passed, and when Mikael turned 2 years old, Maria discovered that she was pregnant again. But this time it wouldn't just be an ordinary pregnancy, she was pregnant with triplets. When the news came out, most people believed that the couple had become pregnant using in vitro fertilization, or IVF, which is a complex technique of assisted reproduction, which involves fertilizing the egg with the sperm in the laboratory. However, what many believed was not true. Maria had been pregnant without the help of any medical intervention, which made her triplets even rarer. After all, as we well know, the chance of a woman getting pregnant with triplets are minimal. In fact, to be exact, the chances of having triplets occurs in 1 in every 8,000 pregnancies. So Maria and Anders can consider themselves a very lucky couple. As incredible as it seems to be pregnant with 3 babies at the same time, not everything's rosy, as much more care and examinations are needed throughout this period. Maria had already documented everything when she was pregnant with Mikael, so she decided to do the same with the triplets, only this time she'd share her journey on the social network Instagram. To document it all, Maria took pictures of her body changes as she waited for the triplets and started to accumulate thousands of followers along the way. The news that would fill the couple's hearts with even more joy was the day that they'd find out if they were boys or girls. They didn't care about gender, but what they wanted most was for their babies to arrive in the world healthy. But on that particular day, they were very anxious. Anders held his fiancée's hand, and the two, very emotional, heard from the doctor that their triplets would be 2 girls and 1 boy. Her Instagram became widely known when Maria shared pictures of her belly until she reached 34 weeks of pregnancy. The amount of followers grew from 4,000 to over 200,000 people in just a week. Maria was widely praised by everyone as she crudely showed the reality of what it's like to be pregnant with multiple children at the same time. Anders decided to make that moment even more special. 2.5 months before Maria gave birth, he asked her to marry him. After the beautiful ceremony took place, the couple was properly ready and just waiting for the new family members. On the morning of September 12, 2018, the triplets finally arrived in the world. The 2 proud parents named their adorable triplets Ibn, Philip, and Agnes. 2 days after the labor, many followers sent hundreds of messages as they were curious and fascinated to see how the woman's body was recovering. Even though the situation she was going through wasn't the most pleasant, she was happy to share and give people a more realistic idea of how her body would handle everything. After all, not many people show that other side. At the time, Maria made a publication explaining to her Instagram followers what was happening. She wrote, "Now I have a hanging belly, and besides being strange, it's very heavy. My uterus still hasn't shrunk like usual after pregnancy because my belly is still very stretched. I'm going to use a strap for a long time. Besides, the sagging makes my cesarean scar hurt more than usual." 4 weeks later, Maria felt a little more comfortable sharing a picture of what her body looked like. Her belly still looked surreal even after all that time. The photograph got almost 25,000 likes and hundreds of comments praising her honesty. Most of the comments were from women who were mothers, all of whom were pleased and relieved that Maria was showing the reality. "Thank you for being so honest and brave. I hope you and the triplets are doing well." Another user added, "I'm so glad you posted this photo because it's horrible that we live in a fake world. Not every woman has a beautiful body after pregnancy. She spent most of her time resting as any effort was exhausting. Even though her pregnancy was smooth, which is not very common when you have triplets. A few days later, she discovered something not very pleasant. Maria found out that she had developed diastasis recti, which is when partial or complete separation of the abdominal muscles occurs and makes it difficult for the core to strengthen and the body to recover. She likes to go to the gym, and on weekends she loved to go outside and do some exercises. She was always very active but was restricted from doing certain things after birth. The doctors made it very clear to the woman that she would have to go slowly before starting to work out again, or doing any physical activity. Although Maria was upset about the situation, she understood the reason for that, so she decided to hire a specialist trainer who helps postpartum women who have diastasis recti. However, she discovered something that dashed any hopes she had of the process that she believed she had made in a few weeks. It wouldn't be so easy for her to go back to her old routine. 12 weeks after giving birth, Maria started to feel a slight pain, which didn't take long to increase, and that made her go to the hospital. The whole situation was making her distressed. Many thoughts began to run through her mind as she awaited diagnosis. She just wanted to find out soon what was really going on. The doctors informed Maria that she had a hernia in addition to diastasis recti. Definitely that wasn't the progress the woman had hoped for. Hernia is the displacement of an organ or tissue through an abnormal opening, usually involving the stomach or intestine. As Maria began to feel very severe pain, the doctor said that he would have to urgently operate on her. The surgery was scheduled to be done within 2 days. In order for her to bear the pain crisis, the doctor prescribed some strong medicines and gave her all the preparation that had to be done. The idea of being away from her children saddened her, but she knew she needed to be strong for them. Anders took care of the children with the help of Maria's mother. 2 days passed and she underwent a surgery that took about 2 hours. Everything went well. She recovered in a few days and was soon discharged. Maria knew that the hard times were over. However, she knew that it would depend on her efforts to get her body back to the way it was before. The woman took even more care of her diet and increased the frequency of training with her coach. The woman's body went through several adversities, but she never gave up. The triplets are now 2 years old, and their oldest child is 5 years old. Although the whole situation was very difficult, every time she looks at her children's faces, Maria knows it was all worth it. Stories involving mothers and babies are always moving. This mother hugged her dead baby, and a miracle happened. Click and watch.